This constant struggle of an artist is like trying to find your style, and like until you do, like nothing feels like it's working. Painting is always like what I just like feel comfort in, like, so that's the lane I always just like draw back to. Yeah, I haven't like done a lot of like add-ons where I'm like, that's it. Yeah, I mean, ever since I was little, it was either gonna be something creative, like whether that was like fashion or, yeah, painting. I don't know, that was always gonna be the thing, but it was never like, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna be an artist. Like, I don't know, it just kind of rolled along and I never did anything else. Okay, this painting is like the longest duration of painting I've ever done. On and off, it took me about a month to finish it because I was just really trying to go for like the realism look to see if I could. I wanted it to feel like a grid, like almost like you were looking at it like a flat lay, like they're all laid out like on a table. But once I finished painting the rocks, it just looked so stiff and there was a lot of space in between. So I was like, how can I, again, like rough it up, give it some texture? And I was like, okay, I think words would look really cool, but I don't want them to be like super readable. So I came in here and I was like, how would it look if I like added stuff? So I started to play around with just like as fast as I could drawing the words. So these are actually the names of each stone, just kind of like scribbled really fast in chalk pastel. And chalk pastel obviously is very like, can be like whisked away like really fast by touch. So I had to like set it with, like fix it like 50 times. It was crazy, like to make it stick. Yeah, and I really like the final result. It's almost like collage-y, little more like rough and tumble. So as I'm going through life, I try to like stay aware of like things that are like placed or set up like already for like a good painting. There's just a lot, yeah. So what I do then is, however I'm feeling that day, I'll pick a photo and then I'll go into Photoshop or Procreate, and I'll start to mess around with like background. So this is, for this car painting, I took a bunch of reference images and put them in Photoshop and collaged them and then drew my sketch from that. So like all these things were from different references. Like this background was like somewhere in Italy. I think that the sky is just like straight up my color scheme. The poppies were one reference, mushrooms, and then I merge them all together and then find the color palette that I want and start to like play around with it in Procreate, and then I put it onto canvas and mess around and see how it'll look. Yeah, it is crazy. Like, you've put in all these hours and there's so much like head time that gets consumed of like thinking and freaking out about like, will people like this? Do I even like this? Like, it's such a mental game. Like, so then like just for like one piece to be bought, it's just like, what? Like, you're gonna hang this in your house? Like, that's insane. Like, that came from my brain. Like, I don't know, like, so that's really cool. Like, I'm just thankful that I get to do it all the time. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm so lucky to be able to like paint all day. Like, I don't know, I don't know.